We are here. We have made it. It is Thursday evening. It's normally our normal time, but it's a little later than normal,
A little later.
but still early enough for those of you on the East Coast to be able to tune in live. Episode 25. I think it's episode 25. I can't believe it. We're 25. I was amazed we got past 3.
Yeah, I think we're doing good. We have a nice run going. So
we're on a good streak. I'm seeing all of the usual fans and favorites showing up in the chat. I am Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. Welcome to Prep Top Live. As always, with me is the Urban Prepper, Tup. What's up? How are you? I need a better line for that. You'd think after 25 episodes, I would have nailed something around the "What's up, Tup."
I think you're doing just great. I think so.
Gosh, we really need to work on that. How are you? How was your week? I see everyone. I'm gonna throw them up here. We got Finance. Amy Fresh is in the house.
Good.
We got Pony Girl is here.
We can't really start without Amy Fresh and Pony Girl for sure. So
exactly. There's no Doom Zoom here. Although there is a shirt design for a Doom Zoom that is coming, but that will be
it's in the works.
That's happening. That's one of these days I will do it. Oh, Prepping Penguin has returned from his illness. Welcome back. I know that you sent me a message in the Discord, Prepping Penguin, and I owe you a response because I was flattered by your request. So I will be getting on that.
I'm delayed on my Prepping Penguin responses too. I've just been a little backlogged with work stuff, but
obviously we know who enjoys Prepping Penguin more than me. I'm on it. Whatever. You had to go grocery shopping or something. It's fine. Yes, another live chat. Yes, we have made it. Everybody's here. I'm trying to multi-stream on TikTok. We'll see how that goes. I don't know.
TikTok right now? Wow, that's cool.
I got my phone set up. I tried to actually figure out how to do the live stream through TikTok, and apparently there are very few and random people who can actually stream on TikTok from their PC or whatever. So I can't get to that, but I have it set up to the side. So we'll see. Hi to all of our TikTok folks. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We just play around with the TikToks. It's fun. 2 preppers, 1 chat. Is that kind of like 2 tools, 1 tup?
I like that. Yeah,
exactly. I think that could be one of. We almost need a shirt, like a Hawaiian print shirt, but of all of the little sayings and isms and things from our show.
I've been bumping up on my Hawaiian shirts. I have them on the ready wherever I. So I have 6 of them now. So I'm gonna bust them out more. So,
hello from the happiest place on earth. We got people Bionic Madness is watching us as opposed to going on the Dumbos right now. I feel flattered that is the choice that someone would make. Having recently been on the Dumbos and knowing how fun they were. Actually, I don't know if you're on the Dumbos. You could just be in line, sitting down. It's hot. It could be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But all right, don't tell China we're on TikTok. You know what? Okay. I feel like if they wanted to know, they would know. It is what it is.
No.
Now we're demonetized and banned. That's what happened. There we go. That ruined it. So anyway, welcome in today's show. Sometimes we have a real specific idea of what we want to do. Mm-hmm. And those real specific ideas tend to come to me at about 4 or 5 in the morning. And I text up and I'm like, hey, this is what I think we're going to do.
Yeah.
This is the first week, 25 episodes in. I had no clue. I had no plan. I was like, you know what? We have gotten some questions from viewers, from fans in each of our communities and things who have emailed us, who have written comments. And I was like, maybe we'll take a couple of those. We'll go through that. And then for everyone who's watching, if you have comments or questions that you would like us to answer at some point, maybe we'll do some of these kind of Q&A type style or community question and answer. Not really like a lightning round, but just grab a couple questions, dig into them, and go from there. So that was kind of our plan. I got a couple of show and tells. I don't know if you've got some show and tells.
I just ran in from my daughter's in a jiu-jitsu practice, so I'm rushing home. I gotta go live. So let me think if I have anything nearby. I'll look to see what I have within arm's reach because I usually have something. So, yeah.
I like I said, this was not my best week of prepping, and we we don't prep for this show to begin
Actually,
with.
yeah,
So,
my wife's been prepping better than I have this week because she's really rocking it on the home garden and her tomatoes. She has I think she has almost 30 tomato plants all in container gardens all over the place, and she's doing an awesome job. So, uh,
oh wow.
so I gotta show some photos and stuff of it, but
Yeah,
she's
you
killing.
should bring show and tell. Send me the photos of the garden. I'll figure out how to put them up on the stream when we're doing it
Yeah,
next week. Yeah, my tomatoes got eaten by slugs, so I
we
have a whole tomato issue I have to rectify.
we're having a deer problem because the deer just they eat our roses and then they stick around for other things, and so but deer don't really eat tomatoes, I don't think, but they're just obliterating other plants. So
Exactly, they just eat the leaves.
yeah,
Like the slugs don't like the tomatoes themselves; they like the leaves, so they just go and eat all the leaves before
yeah.
anything can grow.
Yeah,
Um,
and they're
this
totally
is
not
my
scared of us humans, at least the ones in my neighborhood. They're just, "Hey, what's going on, Cliff?" They're
No.
uh,
I thought about putting them on like little toothpicks and
yeah,
like putting up like, if you go in and like putting like people's like the in Star Wars, there's the episode, I don't remember if it's Boba Fett or something, where they have the stormtrooper helmets on
mhm,
the pikes and
yeah,
they're just like, as a deterrent. Maybe try to do that in the planter box, just as a little warning to other
nice.
slugs. This could happen to you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, my wife's having me I think this weekend we're gonna install some motion activated deer repellent sprinkler type stuff and, some other booby traps to try to keep them away, so
um, yeah, slugs, beer traps. I've heard about beer traps. I feel like this is something that has been perpetrated by the slugs. Like I feel like the slugs in some way let people know that they would just hate these beer trap parties, and they just want us to put out cups of beer and for their own enjoyment. I feel like that's probably what happened. Like
yeah.
you don't have, yeah, I don't believe that happened. I feel like it's fake news. I feel like it's fake news. But what do you have you ever tried to have a party with a slug?
Not with a slug, but my wife and daughter they're into snails, and so and snails are considered pests in our garden, but they have a like a snail. We have a big aquarium filled with snails they're just multiplying in there. So we have like 60 snails in this thing, but not as much as slugs.
Are you like going with the escargot side of like are you a
That's
French
that's
pepper
been the
now?
running that's been the running joke that we're growing them to eat for escargot, but no, they're my daughter's pets right now. It's kind of like something that a COVID hobby that it's
COVID hobby.
it's still going. Yeah,
Snails.
yeah,
Okay.
snails.
That that some people took up sourdough bread.
Yeah,
Some people took up, crochet. Your family took up
yeah.
making more
We
snails.
took up snails. Yeah,
Seems reasonable. That seems about on brand.
so we got Bernie here too. It's good to see him. So.
Yeah, he came in as Bionic Madness and
Yeah, he has
not
different
as JPEG.
aliases. Yeah, he has
He,
different.
like he expects us to know all of his pseudonyms,
Yeah.
his aliases. I don't know. Bernie, do you live like? Are you a spy? Are you some sort of a clandestine member of a prepping group or something? And you need all of these different. Like, what are you doing on the internet that you have so many different YouTube personas?
Well, I
I'm
can't talk
just
because I have several YouTube accounts that I use, and so I have certain subscriptions with certain ones, so they're fun. So
certain subscriptions with certain ones. What subscriptions might you have with your
I have the Bernie OnlyFans one. No, like I'll have I have like a crypto one, and then I have like a political one and a music one and other ones like that. So for the urban prepper one, I just have prepping stuff. So
that seems reasonable. That seems fair.
who said bougie slug party? That's funny.
Boozy, yeah, the boozy slug party.
Bougie slug
Yeah,
party.
it's you never know.
Yeah.
Bernie's doing well with the strawberries and onions. Yeah, strawberries are happening all over our yard.
Yeah, we're doing strawberries
Tomatoes
too.
are just not a thing. Squash is happening. I've just got to this was the year that I decided I would try to do it because I always get a bunch of volunteer plants. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start from seed and see what happens. I've tried to do the seed starting with the greenhouse.
How'd it go?
The slugs ate them all. That's what happened. That was what we learned from this experiment was like the squash plants are doing great. The cucumbers were garbage. The tomatoes were garbage. The broccoli's garbage. So I got to redo all of those three. But the peas did well. The carrots are doing well. The radishes are gigantic. So those sorts of things are doing well. But the tomatoes and the cucumbers It's been a very poor showing so far.
Yeah, my radish always grow well, but they don't taste good. Like, I prefer the store-bought ones. Carrots are always a little they're all over the place, but yeah, the squash is fairly easy to do. Like, it's hard to mess up the squash ones, but I
Yeah.
had this cool I don't know if you saw it on my, Instagram, but I saw this cool bubble. Like, I was at a wedding, and they had this, like, geodesic dome. I don't know if you can see it from here, but,
Yes, I did see that.
yeah,
I was
it and
very
I'm like
intrigued by
and
this.
a lot of people are like, "Hey, that's a great little greenhouse." So, and it's just like some like hexagon looking thing. So I wonder if it folds up if you do it the right way. But I thought it'd be a good little greenhouse, like a cool way to keeping out some of my deer problems that I'm having. So
That would be fantastic to try.
maybe for a
I've
future video.
tried. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like at least maybe a series.
Yeah,
Maybe
seriously.
a series of videos. Let's stretch it out. Let's increase the monetization cycle here.
Yeah.
Why
Well, I
just blow it all on one video?
I just saw the Bernie's leaving, so we have to have a moment of silence really quick here.
Bernie's leaving.
Okay, okay, he's back. Okay,
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 all
there
right,
we go.
all right. That's fantastic.
He said
Okay,
he's leaving now.
yeah, exactly. Just wanted to say hi and bye.
Yeah,
That's what happened. Yeah, I tried to get some of those little fold up greenhouses that like the little pop up things
yep,
for our lemon tree because I have wanted to make a lemon plant make lemons for years.
how's it
I
going?
think even before I met my wife, I wanted to try to make this thing happen.
Yeah,
I've produced I think 6 lemons. None of them were edible. I've killed it twice, and it has grown back as a zombie plant. Um, it has spikes, which I didn't know that lemon trees had spikes. So either it's super angry and aggressive, and it's mutated, or that's a thing I didn't know about.
it's turning into Audrey too from Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just the lemon tree is a bad situation. I thought we needed to keep it warm. It seems to live regardless. So so those pop-up things are still sitting in my garage waiting to be used. But I'll be interested to see with the dome situation kind of what that looks like, how that
Yeah,
works out.
it's kind of, yeah. Right now, it's really, I think, for a lot of the preppers, they're all working on their gardens. They container gardens or raised beds or permaculture or you name it. They're that seems to be like it's tis the season right now. So I think
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of those posts, which are I like those kind of like updates from people because I think we could all relate to it, and I think all of us want to have like a sustainable food coming in. So uh, the
Yeah.
potatoes, those potatoes are so weird because they're you could really like abuse them and like totally not take care of them, and they're going to come back like next year. So it's this is
they
what's happening with me.
They will not die.
Yeah.
The potatoes will not die. They will just come back and come back. So apparently lime and lemon trees both have thorns. I did not know this.
Oh,
I was very much out of the loop. So at least I haven't like angered the plant to the point where it is revolting against me.
what if you could
But
use that for some kind of security measures, like your you have some container gardens with like some thorned type items. So
yeah, I've seen a few people talk about like putting blackberry bushes like in pots
yeah,
in certain areas
those
because of the
blackberries
thorn.
they go all out once they once they multiply like those things from Star Trek. There,
Yeah,
all
exactly.
this-
They go crazy.
yeah,
I've tried to do them in containers.
yeah,
We have wild blackberries that grow behind our house. But I've tried to do the thornless ones in containers, and
yeah.
those seem to do okay. Um, but we'll see how this year goes if it continues that way, or if they begin to find other places.
Yeah, we're
Um,
doing we do the raspberries in the container garden, but there's this old lady, she's like 95, that's our next door like not the right next door neighbor, but the one after, and she's cornered the market in the blackberry game, and so she goes to all the neighbors and brings them blackberries, and so it's just awesome. So and then so we'll give her some other, yeah, hey, you want some tomatoes or whatever? So
you want some of our mutant potatoes that just
yeah.
keep going and will not die? Like
And
we
then
have lots of
we
those.
have another neighbor that she has a lot of chickens, and so she every once in a while she'll come and bring some eggs to us, and then we'll contribute something over to them. So I feel like we're practicing our bartering for SHTF. So
Oh, that's lovely.
yeah,
That's lovely having the kind of the your own little
I
trading
yeah
setup in your own block.
I have I mean, it's kind of nerdy, but I have a I don't know, like a Batman database of like the neighborhood and who has like they're like I have an onion for this one neighbor because he's good at doing onions, and then I have the chicken egg one, and then the old lady has the blackberries, and so I know who the neighbors are, so and what they have and what we could trade for. So,
That is fantastic. I feel
but
like
I don't know
that's
if
an
that's like
app you should make.
is that a little too much? I don't know. That's
Is that a little too much? You have
yeah,
color coded icon related
that's true.
database of your neighbors.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, you have a separate phone for TikTok, but you're tracking your neighbor's produce. That's
Well,
that's what we have going on.
yeah, that's kind of. I have it like I don't know. I feel like you should know your neighbors, know your neighborhood, and I even have the ones that are that have like cameras, like so like because we've had like different problems with like theft and stuff in the neighborhood, and I thought this was a real safe neighborhood, but now I know I could if I needed to, I'm like, hey, so and so has that camera. I wonder if they got this person on at this time type thing. So.
Yeah, and then you also have their Wi-Fi passwords and
Yeah, the
their social
Wi-Fi.
security numbers, and you just go in and when you're signing up to Bernie's OnlyFans,
Yeah,
you just make sure you use somebody else's Wi-Fi, and it's
yeah,
totally fine.
yeah. My neighbors, my Wi-Fi is a FBI surveillance van. It's and so the neighbors say, "Hey, is that your Wi-Fi over here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." But I like messing with them.
Chuck wants to know if you're color coding stickers on
Yeah,
your neighbor's
it's not to
forehead.
that point, but maybe during SHTF, I'm going to have to give them assigned patches or something.
That's the triage capability. It's like, okay, you get this sticker, you get that sticker. Sadly, you're voting off the island. You get the other sticker, you're out of here.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. Yes, color coding stuff. Yeah, we're not shocked that Tup would have a color coded system for his neighbors
yeah.
with icons and
I don't know. I kind of feel like Batman sometimes, where I have this big date. Okay, so and so, and here's their address, and I know their name and their number, so I need to call them. Okay, yeah, they grow tomatoes and they grow onions, and I have all that all that's ready to go. So
and the bug in their house is relaying this
yeah, so,
audio, and
yeah, I
the
put
camera feed that I've hacked is over here,
yep.
and that's probably why somebody stole your Jeep. They were like actually the Joker, and that was
Yeah,
a whole
that guy,
thing.
like, he was a real bad dude. Like, it was we were pretty lucky that we didn't catch him at the time because he like used it for like because I did I think we talked about it before, but they like steal them and then they usually joyride and
Yeah,
they do some joyriding and then they park it somewhere. They ditch it somewhere to see, okay, does it have a tracker on it type thing, and then if it stays there for a couple days, then they'll pick it up and they'll use it for another crime. And he used it for like I think he might have shot someone. I mean, it was like he was like a bad dude, like known by the police and everything like that. So
I was so enthralled with your AirTag idea
yes,
that I went out, of course, and I bought some.
yeah.
And I bought various things. And so I've been playing around with them and testing them over the last like week and a half.
Me too. How are you liking them?
I enjoy them. I had a friend who was concerned because there's the anti-stalking capability in them. So
Mhm.
if they're around and you like the person that stole the bag has an iPhone, it will alert them that
Yep.
they have been tracked. Which I was like, well, that defeats the whole purpose of tracking because then they would know that there's a tracker or something. Turns out apparently that only activates when the person who is doing the stealing gets to whatever location they have designated as their home in their
Mm.
iPhone. So it won't just alert them if they're driving around, like if they're riding around, that there's an AirTag. Because I guess like if you were on a bus
Yeah,
and
there's
there
gonna be
were
all over the
people
place.
there's tons of AirTags, so you wouldn't want to know that there's 30 AirTags on a bus.
Yeah.
But when you get home, it will alert you that there is an AirTag that was not attached to you, that is attached to you in some way. So you would at least have some time to kind of track and find where that person was.
Yeah, I mean, mine are in those little the magnetic plastic thing that's in under the frame of the car. So I guess if they stole my car and they were joyriding, I don't think they would hear it. So
Unless, of course, they're watching this broadcast, in which
yeah,
case
they're
they know
taking
exactly
notes.
where
Ha,
to
ha,
live.
ha, ha.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is that neighbor that had the onions?
They'll attach it to like a dog or something, so it's
Yeah.
all like running around in the neighborhood. You're like, where is it going? And
Yeah,
then
I told I told my mom because she lives in a different part of town than us, so she has one of the air tags. I got approval in her purse, so I know her. So I know she's That's where she's at. It's kind of Big Brother. It's kind of a Big Brother is watching type thing. So
It's kind of Big Brother. You
that's
tagged
kind
your
of,
wife. That's
yeah.
fine. That's good.
Well, I didn't take.
That's
No, I didn't take. I didn't take. I tagged my wife's car, but I didn't tag my wife, and I tagged my mom. So
yeah, no, I think that's fantastic. Yeah, we put them in. I put them in my wife's purse, and I put them in
yeah,
keys, and some of it's because I always lose like my wallet and I lose my keys, and so having the
they
ability
have,
to
they have those
hit it.
cool wallets with the AirTag built in, like thing on the outside. I don't know if you've seen though. They're pretty. They look pretty cool. But
Yeah, that's actually what if I had it here, I would show
that
it
would
up.
be a
But
good show and tell item. So
it would have been a fantastic show. Oh,
yeah.
I'll bring it next time.
Okay.
But it was my other wallet wasn't RFID. It was not great. It was just old. So I got a new one that's RFID, and then it also has a little thing for the AirTag, and
Yeah.
so it's all kind of compact and
Yeah.
everything.
Those are cool.
I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah. So it's a different. It's
And it has
changing it up.
does it have the buttons where it shoots out the credit cards as you need them?
No, I didn't get that one. Um, I, I may go to that style, but the whole like having your cards in a flat thing to
Yeah.
begin with is just very different for me than what I normally have like a bifold
Yeah,
wallet. And
I
I
like a
like
old
that.
school, like because I have all these like I'm not gonna show all my stuff, but
No, put
the
your driver's
cost
license up there. Let's see what it looks like.
yeah, the Costco all the different like cards for different places. Like I know those ones where you have the little buttons for it. I don't think you could store
Yeah.
that many cards in that, but
Yeah, I've seen like the Ridge wallets are like advertised everywhere, and I was like, okay, that looks like a cool idea, but would I actually feel comfortable using something like that?
yeah.
And I feel like it's a different if you're going from like a standard wallet to something like that, it's a bit of a change. Kind of like if you're going from like a car keys to they have the thing that's almost like a Swiss Army knife now with the
Yeah.
keys that flip out stuff. I would
Yeah,
imagine it would be
I
kind of
don't use
similar to
those
that.
either. Yeah, I know that with a lot of my debit cards, like I had to get new debit cards recently because the little chip was wearing out on the other ones, and so these ones are the tap ones. So now I'm testing my because
Mhm.
this is an RFID wallet. So, but I'm just making sure that hey, can I
Then it
tap
won't
this? Yeah,
actually
that it
work.
won't tap. Yeah,
Yeah, the tap
I
was
like
a thing that I never
I like
did.
how we've moved over to EDC. Like this is just
Exactly.
naturally flowing through
This is
gardening to EDC to security. We're just kind of naturals at this.
we have the best show.
Yeah.
We have the best show. It's we can plan nothing and still have the best show. That's what we do. It's the number one rated show by preppers and non-preppers. Casual
In,
Prepper Podcast might be the number one rated
in
for
the
preppers.
Northwest, maybe in the Northwest.
We're the number one for preppers and non-preppers. That's the key. That's the key. Yeah, I think the buttons that would be interesting. The RFA, the tapping thing. I did not ever do tapping ever.
Yeah.
But then with in the last couple of years, there's been a lot more touchless, contactless
Yeah.
payment things. I tap all the time now. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I like the tap.
Super convenient.
Uh, yeah, I think it's pretty convenient. I mean, yeah, you're right. Everyone like after COVID type stuff. A lot of people still aren't used to shaking hands and stuff. They prefer like to do like at the elbows, and I think tapping is part of that too. So I think people prefer that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wannabe Prepper, you are not on YouTube timeout. We see
It
you.
wasn't me. Yeah, I see you. Wannabe.
Yeah, exactly. We observe you. We see you. We're happy you're here. No one is
You
timed out
exist
yet.
and you are loved by us.
Exactly. Prepping Penguin, he skates the line every once in a while, but
Yeah,
you know,
we're gonna put Prepping Penguin in timeout pretty soon.
yeah. Now, to be clear, Prepping Penguin, I didn't say you were in timeout. I said you skated the line. Tup put you in timeout.
It's yeah.
We can be best friends. It's fine. So let's see. Used an aluminum wallet.
Yeah, that's like old school. That's like
is that like a Faraday cage?
Yeah, like a Faraday cage
of a wallet.
Well, they used to have it like where you could get the little aluminum style sleeves for your credit cards before they had the RFID blocking wallets and before the tap stuff. That's old school prepper. That's vintage.
That's OG style.
That's OG. OG.
Yeah, exactly. When you aluminum sleeves. I have never. Maybe this was before my time in the prepping world. This was before I, knocked on the prepping door and started to go on my little journey. But I don't remember aluminum sleeves. I'm gonna have to Google that and see what that looked like because I would imagine that would be super bulky.
Yeah, well, it adds to bulk to your wallet, that's for sure. But yeah, there used to be certain brands that did. I forget. I'm spacing on the brands, but I had some for a while.
Well, that's okay. That's a thing I'm gonna have to check out. I'm gonna have to see what happens.
Okay.
All right. So we had some questions. So we'll at least answer one. I have to say my voice is not fantastic today, so I've only got probably a few more minutes left
You said
before
I think you
I'm
sound
gonna.
great. You're like the Barry White
Thanks.
of preppers.
I try. I do what I can. It's like I'm gritting through it, but I'm like the soreness is gonna be a problem here in a minute.
I want to
And
be the Bob Ross of prepping. You're the Barry White of prepping, and that's
you
like
know what? It is. It's Tup and the loved one. It's,
yeah.
it's Bob and Barry. That's fantastic. Okay, so um how let's talk about kind of um maybe extended families when it comes to purchasing preparedness item. Okay, here you go. So this is one because I think you and I have a similar relationship with our wives when it comes to like prepping related items and things, that
Okay.
you and I probably see things and are like, hey, and they're like, whoa, and then at some point they kind of are like, well, maybe okay, fine, or at least they don't make you sleep outside depending on what the purchase is.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be practical, and they have to see it. Like, my wife, there's some certain because I think a lot of us preppers are really like gearheads, just and that's part of it. But yeah, it has to be practical for her. So
Yeah. So the question is there a dollar amount or any sort of limit that is set where where we have to check with our other halves before we would just pull the trigger and make it happen?
uh,
If you empty the children's college fund, is that a line?
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like because double digits is single digits is fine. Okay, double
Yep.
digits is usually pretty fine. I don't usually check. If it's triple, maybe after 3 to 400, maybe like the Jackery, like, "Hey, I wanna
Yep.
get this Jackery for my CPAP." That's starting to get up there, but I think definitely if you're in 4 digits, that's you gotta get
Yep.
approval for that. I'm trying to figure out where the threshold is, though. If it's somewhere in the 3 digits range.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's probably for me too. It could be like, okay, you're getting multiple double digit items. So
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to Costco and Tup just did a whole thing on fire extinguishers. So I feel
Yeah.
like I need to get new fire extinguishers. Okay, like 4 or 5 of those. All right, we're still in the right ballpark where we're not totally crazy. But like the freeze dryer is a
That's an
continuing
approval, yeah.
ongoing, yeah, that's a continuing ongoing conversation at our house about feasibility, where we go, and everything else because it's at that threshold. I think um the
Yeah, you
generator
gotta go through
was,
yeah, you gotta go through the approval process, put your covered letters on your TPS reports and all that, and
yeah.
for the generator and for that freeze dryer, that's a big purchase. That's like a car, so
Yeah, exactly. I think there's also certain ones where there's kind of like informing, and then there's there's going to be a discussion.
yeah.
So like there are things where I'll be like, "Hey, I got this thing, and it's $150 or something." That's probably
So
okay,
you're doing the ask for forgiveness then asking
but
for
like
permission.
there's a conversation. But like, okay, we're going like 300-400. Hey, I want to get solar panels and do a thing.
Yeah, that's big.
Okay, I know there's gonna be a conversation. Now she still may say like, "Hey, totally fine, go for it," but I usually will try and make that one more of a like, "Hey, what do you think?" As opposed to just pulling the trigger off to the side, and it's not like Legos. Legos, that's I just prepare to sleep outside, and that's fine.
Yeah.
The prepping stuff is a little bit different. For everybody who doesn't know, there's also it's double points at Lego starting tonight, depending on where you
Oh,
are. 9 o'clock Eastern time is when supposedly it switches over, and it'll be double VIP points through the weekend. So I haven't necessarily put an Outlook reminder on my phone or started prepping my list or anything because that would be crazy. But just for anyone who's curious.
nice. I'm seeing a lot of people coming in and they're commenting on kind of that price limit. Someone said to be, yeah, I think I
Yeah.
wannabe prepper. You're right. That would be a good survey.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's
Yeah,
500. I saw
wannabe prepper
that.
says limit is 500. I think that's probably right around the right sweet spot. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. And the freeze dryer. Yeah. The freeze dryer price is it's a thing. There are some extenuating circumstances in our family that might necessitate it from a medical nutrition sort of a standpoint. So we have some very specific food sensitivities that might make getting like your standard emergency food,
Mm-hmm.
not practical. So if that's the case, unless we're going to be canning or things, the freeze dryer all of a sudden starts to make a little bit more sense in that sort of a thing. But if I were just, if we didn't have that, it probably wouldn't be a conversation we would even be having.
Yeah.
Because they are spendy little guys.
It's crazy. So.
Yeah. So no, ask forgiveness instead of permission. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Amy, inform in the 3 digits. 4 digits would definitely be a discussion in our house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So yeah, so Amy will go up to 750, just make it happen.
Just
yeah.
Well, I'm trying not to. It's kind of like I don't know, like you think nowadays. I think there's some of the bad folks they're going up to a certain price range for stolen things because it hits that threshold. So I think
Yeah.
we're doing the same thing with spouses for purchasing, getting
Yeah,
right
exactly.
up to that threshold where we know we're
right up to the threshold where you're in trouble, and then after that, like, yeah, okay, fine, it'll be okay.
I'll take the heat on this one.
Yes. 3 families going in on a freeze dryer together. That is a very intriguing idea.
Well, whose house does it stay at, though?
That's a great question. And how far away are the houses? And what is the schedule of the freeze drying? This actually came up. We had a family dinner with my parents and my brother and about it, and possibly splitting it amongst the family. And then, okay, whose house would it stay at? We actually had that discussion last weekend. I wasn't going to divulge that in this, but I think splitting it and sharing it definitely makes it a lot more of an accessible sort of a thing.
I mean, I wonder how. I mean, I guess if it's like portable, like where you have, I guess it had to be a close knit family or something, and like you get it for the month, and you have like a rotate, like a timeshare, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean they're pretty big. I don't know how
they're huge.
they are.
They're
they
huge.
look heavy.
It looks like a washing machine. Like I don't know if you'd want to move a washing machine all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, you put it somewhere. So then are you prepping the food and bringing it to somebody's house, and then they're running it, or you're running it?
Now that would be a really cool, like a cool idea. Like if society was more into prepping, like instead of having laundry mats, they would have these freeze dryer mats where you would go in there and you bring it. Yeah,
I like that. You know what? I feel like there could be something there, Cliff.
I like that idea. I mean, where you just go, you put your quarters in, you freeze dry things, you leave just like you do with your laundry. So I'm more thinking about it, I kind of like it. I bet people would use it.
That is not a bad idea.
Has anyone thought of that? Or is this game breaking for this?
All right, everyone, turn off your things. We have to talk about very secret.
All right, let's change the subject so we could get that.
Exactly. Hold on. Let me call the attorneys. Let's make this happen. I love it. Very. Yeah, because there's actually an app now where you can use people's like washers and dryers. Like it's like a laundry app that's like for it's like for Uber, but for like washers and dryers. And then there's one for like swimming pools, and there's one for if you want to like borrow someone's garage, you can rent them and things. Like there's all kinds of those sorts of things.
Well, they have you have storage units. You could rent the storage unit if you don't have a garage. If you don't have a washer or a dryer, you could go to the laundromat. But yeah, if prepper community having like the freeze dryer place, that would be awesome.
I like that idea.
I like it. I'm liking it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's fantastic. All right. Now we just need a building. We need to acquire some capital.
Yeah.
All right.
We need some investors.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be putting some notes out for all of our viewers. If you'd like to get in the ground floor of
that might be another cool topic for the show. Like what would be cool prepping co-ops type things, like things like that. Or I've always thought like having like a prepping co-op for like medical supplies, because they're so expensive, like to buy, like you want the good stuff, but it costs a whole bunch of money and you really only need a few for your kit. So I think that would be like a cool thing. But maybe a prepping, what are some other cool prepping co-op or community type things? I don't know.
That is a very interesting idea. All right. I like all of these ideas.
We're doing good. We're doing good.
This is fantastic. There's
We,
so much
we started with the container gardening. We went to security. We went to EDC. Now we're talking co-ops and all this kind of stuff. And then,
I feel like we should title these episodes "You Just Never Know."
Yeah,
like episode 26. You just don't know.
Like, we're doing kind of marriage advice. Like, okay, when do you ask for this? Like, maybe we could have like a counseling service that we give to preppers.
Counseling service. How many businesses can we spin out of this podcast? That's fantastic. We can't find time to make any videos, but we can come up with 8 or 12 other side hustles.
I'm really struggling on the because I keep waking up super early to go for work stuff and other things, and it's like I need a couple more hours in the day, or I need an assistant or something.
Doesn't it take a week to freeze dry something? No, actually, it does not. It takes about 24 hours. Depending on the settings and things, but from my research, it takes about, with kind of the standard residential style freeze dryers, it takes about 24 hours to run a batch of something. So
I think someone said, the co-op gardens, the community gardens, I think are pretty cool. I like I like that idea for sure.
Yeah, I like that. Let's see. That way we weren't necessarily growing the same thing. Yep, 100%. I've seen a lot of them. I don't know the rules about them. I've never looked into it. As far as like, okay, do you share with other people? Like, do you pick what you grow, or does somebody like?
I would think I would still be worried that someone's going to take the stuff that I've been growing. So But if you don't have the space, that makes sense. But I think I'd still prefer having my own container garden that I could,
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to take your car, they're not going to think twice about your tomatoes. Those are gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think a few things that we've taken out of this episode. And I say that because I need to go put something and take care of my throat because I already struggle.
Yeah. And I told you, like, as soon as this live stream's over, I have to go clean up deer poop. And I know we haven't talked about poop during this broadcast yet, but we got there.
I wanted to give you time to weave that in. I wanted to make sure we got that covered.
But I have to go clean up deer poop afterwards. So
exactly. That's my job. So all right. So we're going to talk about co-ops in a future episode.
Co-ops,
we'll talk about our prepping side hustles in a future episode. I like this idea. We may need to actually form some sort of a business entity or something for this.
I think we have a lot of good ideas that people they should steal from us.
You're welcome, world. Yeah, enjoy our plans.
It's like open source material. We're like open source providers for people. So
exactly. All right. Well, then we are going to wrap it up. Tup's going to go get elbow deep in some deer poop. Yeah. I'm going to go take a lozenge, and we will see you next week. Maybe on Thursday. I got to talk to Tup about scheduling for next week.
Okay.
Because I don't not going to be around on Wednesday.
I can't think that far ahead, but Thursday should work, I think.
All right.
It'll probably be like the same time because my daughter's in jiu-jitsu and she has to go fight kids. So
well, I mean that's good. I mean, it's better than you going to fight kids. As long as she's fighting.
I think I could take a good 20 of them at once. I think I could. But
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a little weird that she just goes to random playgrounds and fights kids.
Algorithms. I'm just joking. It's a joke.
Exactly. She has to go to jiu-jitsu class, which means she goes to the local park and just starts roughing people up.
Yeah, no, it's really cool because they really teach a lot of like anti-bullying and how to protect yourselves from a bully and stuff. So they're learning real good, valuable skills. But yeah, she is a trained fighter now. So
that's fantastic.
And it's fun because you sit next to the parents and like they're like, our kids are choking each other out, and we're like, oh, good job, yeah, that's a nice chokehold.
And then you're like, all right, kids, I'm going to change the remote. And she's like, no, you're not. And then she puts you to sleep and you wake up.
Well, her main goal is to beat up her older brother. And that's the reason that she's doing it. So she's getting close though. So
that is fantastic. All right, everybody. We will see you next week, next Thursday. Bye to everyone. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already, hit the like, the subscribe on your way out. Or if you're watching this on the replay, do that as well.
The reruns are good.
Leave your comments, questions, thoughts, ideas, etc. And we will talk to you next week. Thanks a lot, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.